In today's video, I want to share with you the two-phase process that I use for underwriting creative real estate deals. All right, these are creative real estate deals, so the underwriting that I conduct is a little bit different than the conventional real estate deals, but I know that it will benefit you a lot, especially if you're a real estate investor or maybe you're looking to get into creative real estate investing. This will help you tremendously. Before I get into this, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube page. If you've already subscribed, thank you so very much. Be sure to hit the notification bell so that as we drop new content like we do on a weekly basis, you'll be one of the first notified. Now, in front of me, I have a couple pages from my creative real estate investing underwriting worksheet. I'm a teacher at heart. That's one of the reasons why I'm in front of the whiteboard, because I love to teach people all the principles and the concepts that I implement and execute on a day-to-day basis. And I think one of my superpowers as a real estate investor is underwriting, especially when it comes to creative real estate investing, because that's primarily all I do as far as real estate investing is concerned, creative. And most of the deals that we do are pre-foreclosures. So we are in the niche of the distress market where we work with homeowners who are facing foreclosure, and we have a home solutions division that walks them through the entire process, not just the closing process, but we provide relocation services. We have concierge on our team to assist these homeowners and their families so that they can move, they can maintain their dignity, and so that they can get to the next chapter of their life while going through the closing process. So I'm super proud of what we do through our company called RP Capital Home Solutions. However, before we even get to the point of assisting these homeowners and their families, we've got to what? Underwrite deals. You got to find the deal first, right? So that's why I like to break my underwriting up into two phases. The first phase is what I call the preliminary underwriting phase. This is the preliminary underwriting phase. Now, I know a lot of real estate investors and wholesalers, they get these bulk lists of potential sellers and they just reach out to them through dialers, through mailers, or through virtual assistants. And whenever they get a response, or maybe they do pay per click, pay per lead, whatever the marketing strategies are, and then they go from there. Well, we are more of a niche business, and we're primarily here in Metro Atlanta, so I don't necessarily take that approach. My primary approach is to pull data, meaning I want to get addresses for the properties that meet my investment criteria or my buy box. We take those addresses, we drop them in an investor-friendly platform. There are many: PropWire, PropStream, Batch Leads, REI Pro. There's a lot of different platforms that you can use, and we use a couple of them. So again, the first step is we get the addresses, we go to auction sites, foreclosure trustee sites, the Zillows and the Trulias of the world. Wherever pre-foreclosure properties are listed, we take those addresses based on the criteria that we have. We put them in that platform, and then we conduct a preliminary underwriting process. Now, when you get good enough, you can literally conduct a preliminary underwriting process in 20 seconds. And there are many data points. I have 6 data points that I teach my mentees to conduct when they're doing a preliminary underwriting process. So the first data point, for example, is the property address, the buy box details. Second data point, ownership information. We want to see if it's an individual or a company. Length of ownership, because we want to start building a story. Third data point, we're looking at the loan balance. We're going to put that against the ARV to determine what the equity spread is. Fourth data point, we're going to look at the PITI, the market rent, and we're going to put those against each other to see what the cash spread is. Now, just those 4 data points alone tell me a lot about the potential of that one property. So imagine I go to a site, I find an address, I see that it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I pull the address, I drop it in my investor-friendly platform. I look at just those 4 data points in 10 seconds, and I can determine this is an amazing deal. Remember, this is niche. So I might not be doing this with 10,000 properties, but I may do it with 500 properties. It may even be 300 properties, okay? And then once we have conducted that preliminary underwriting process, then we reach out to them. Email, call, text. We send mailers, letters, we door knock. Once we get a response, now we can start phase 2, which is what I call our post-contact underwriting. But at that point, we've gathered other data. We've verified the PITI, the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. We probably verified the loan balance or what they know. We may have verified bankruptcy or liens that they may know of. We may verify how far behind they are in their payments. Remember, these are primarily pre-foreclosure. So the preliminary underwriting for me is really just to make sure that these are properties that I would actually buy, so that when we do get a response, we have a higher chance, a higher probability of hitting a base hit or maybe a home run, because we vetted them through our preliminary underwriting. And again, a lot of real estate investors and wholesalers, they don't necessarily do it this way. They just get big bulky lists and they just go through their dialers and their mailers or whatever, or VAs, and whatever they flesh out, that's what they take. I don't necessarily do it that way, and maybe I should be doing it that way, but we're niche and it's working for us. So if you're creative, and if your creative acquisition strategy is tied to niche areas like pre-foreclosures, then this may very well work for you, which, by the way, we do have this worksheet along with other free resources for you to show you how to underwrite deals this way that are creative. Inside of the description, just click the link. It'll prompt you to Ramon Preston University, which is our online university training platform, and there are free resources, including this worksheet, that can help you along the way. Okay, now let's get to the post-contact underwriting. So let's just assume we've gotten a response, we had a conversation, we gathered a little bit more data, and now we want to move into the post-contact underwriting. So what am I going to do with my post-contact underwriting if I have all those data points? Well, the main thing is I want to determine what my cost of acquisition is, and I want to determine what my cost of disposition is. So those are the 2 main things that I'm doing with my post-contact underwriting. Why? Because before I enter into the deal, I want to know how I'm going to exit the deal. And in order for me to gather that data and make that determination, I have to have an idea of what the cost of acquisition is, okay? That's what we consider COA, cost of acquisition. I got to get that dollar amount. Now, there are several things that I'm going to be looking at. Just to give you an example, I'm going to be looking at cash to seller. I'm going to be looking at the cost of the arrears to reinstate the loan. I'm going to be looking at my closing costs. I'm going to be looking at my rental costs, my carrying costs. And there are other costs like maybe insurance, commissions, whatever, maybe assignments. And I'm going to make that determination. This is going to be considered my cost of acquisition. I want to know how much money is it going to cost for me to get into the deal. This is going to be cash, of course, but you're going to have the loan balance if you're buying it subject to, which 99% of the time is how we're doing it with these pre-foreclosure distressed properties. So I'll take this information, I'll tally the numbers all up, and then I want to determine my cost of disposition. But again, I need to know how I'm going to exit the deal. Maybe I'm going to look for today money through a fix and flip. Maybe I'm going to wholesale it. Maybe I'm going to buy and hold or do some form of owner finance. But I want to know what my exit strategy is or what my potential exit strategy is. And I'll take my total cost of acquisition. Then I'll look at my cost of disposition. Again, if I'm going to fix and flip it, I'm going to have closing costs. I'm going to have commissions to agents. I'm going to have other costs. It could be the mortgage payoff. Remember the loan balance that we took over. I may have buy and hold costs if I'm going to rent it out. Whatever those costs are, I want to get the total cost of acquisition. And then once I determine what my total costs are, I have thoroughly conducted my second phase of underwriting. So this is the preliminary underwriting phase 1, post-contact underwriting phase 2. It makes it easier for me to start moving forward towards making sure my contract is signed. I preview the property. I go through my due diligence period. Again, this worksheet is in the description. If you need more resources, we have meetups here in Metro Atlanta. We also have some virtual meetups. We have an entire mentorship, coaching, and educational platform called the Millionaire Blueprint, where we meet up each week. We have coaching calls on a weekly basis, and we do a lot of educating and practical exercises because we want people to not just learn this stuff, but we want people to do deals. So hopefully this brought value to you. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was, and I'll see you in the next video.